All right, hello everyone. Here we are. I am back for a golden shot tutorial here. This is going to be for the Eagle Peak new course. And one of the things that I want to go over here is the fact that you have probably, make sure that you know that you're on the rookie tees and that you probably want to do this rough bump. What's good about the bump here is it gives you a consistent run out. You won't have to predict the guide. You won't have to predict the fairway. It'll be relatively straightforward. Now, let's take a look. Here you can see the wind's going to be between 5 and 8 miles per hour. With the Golden Shot wood, you should be looking at about 2 per ring for your ring adjustment. So, with that being said, for the most part, for standard ring adjustments, you'll want to keep everything between 2.5 and 4 rings in terms of counting how many rings to go here. Now, there's going to be a couple situations, like for instance, headwind, where I might add on, say, maybe 20%, depending on how strong it is. Maybe I'd even go 30%. But for most cases, I'm just going to use my max ring number. And occasionally I might, increase that depending on if we get a headwind or not. So aside from that, it's going to be pretty standard prizes and everything. And let me just show you kind of where I've been landing in terms of my spin as well. So actually with this wind, I'm going to also go an extra 10%. And I've been aiming kind of right around here. No matter what, I always go full right spin. In fact, I'm going to go one back spin as well. So you're going to see me rotate the screen. As I mentioned, I'm going to go an extra 10%. So I'm going to go a little bit closer to 4.5 rings here, because it is definitely going to overshoot, especially when you aim up by this tree here. Now also you're going to see that I'm going to gently curl this as well. It's going to need some curl. The more curl I'm going to need to go. Let's see how this runs out. It looks pretty good overall, just coming up short. I've been trying to use right around one backspin for most cases. There you can see it does come up just a little bit short. Got a Firefly anyway. So, if I was going to get Firefly, I'd rather get it there than a little bit better chest, that's for sure. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to make the purchase offer here. Let's do this real quick. Go ahead and do some more. Here you can see this headwind case that I was talking about. Now what you'll want to do for the headwind, you're going to want to take off some of this backspin. So that's where you'll see I'm going to use about maybe a little bit closer to a half bar. You can see I'm still going to kind of aim at the same general vicinity here for my land zone. And maybe an extra, this is a pretty strong wind. I'm going to go close to an extra 30% and go maybe just a little bit beyond the 5 rings here. And you can see with what I'm doing with my curl, I'm starting to get just a little bit more. It's going to need definitely more curl. And let's just see how this one comes in. It looks like it's also just coming up just a little bit short. So, just another half ring wouldn't have hurt that, as that wind gets up there. But again, Jungleist card, I'd rather, get rid of that and hopefully save one of the good chests. We're going to keep going here a little bit. Perfect ball is going to be very essential. You're really not going to have much of a chance at this without perfect ball. Now, this is the case where I'm going to, use right about one pretty much spot up for my backspin. So you can see where I'm aiming. What you'll see on this tailwind, I'm going to rotate the wind just a little bit beyond, because it is going to tend to overshoot a little bit. And again, I'm going to, do right about 2 per ring here. Just a little bit of curl, somewhere right around here. Perfect ball. Let's see how this one comes in. just a little bit deep. So that is one of the reasons that you see me kind of, really trying to get that speed down, is because as soon as you pass the hole, it just kind of falls off. So you do need to be a little bit careful. Oh, geez, another Tour 1 crap card. So hopefully, I'm saving the good stuff for the last couple shots. Now, I don't know if I'm going to go for all to clear all the chests or not. I may or may not. Might, be a little bit more advantageous. Just depends. If I am going to probably go for that gold ring because it's relatively easy to get. You can see with where I'm aiming. In this case, I'm going to use basically one per, the 2 per ring. I'll go, 3 rings here, and also some curl. You can see with how much curl I'm applying. Perfect ball. Hopefully, let's see if I can get this yellow ring. Just a little bit short. So the hardest thing will be distance control. You can see I almost got over that ridge there. I might have went just a fraction too many rings there. So here's a tailwind that we have. I'm going to use a very similar land zone. I've had good success getting this yellow chest so far this morning. And if you're on Learn or Burn Facebook community, you can see the shots that I did to do that adjustment. Now, what I usually do here is a little bit maybe closer to an extra 10% or just a little bit of an over adjustment. You can see that I'm going to start to curl a little bit harder because of the way that wind's pointed as well. Oh, so great ball's probably going to take me out of the shot altogether. So you really do have to hit your perfect. As you can see, they're missing. Even once, it's going to be costly. It's going to take you out of the shot completely. But as I mentioned, the one benefit to doing it this way, to actually going for this bump, is you can usually get very good distance control with limited ball guide. So I do recommend doing it this way. Keep in mind, this is the headwind case that I've been mentioning. You're going to want to do an extra, 20% at least. You want to be a little generous with that. So I'm going to pull out here towards 5 rings, pretty much spot up. A little bit of curl. Perfect ball. Hopefully I can get this one. Curl. Nope. So coming in just a bit hot. You can see how touchy it'll be. Hopefully you guys have just a little bit more luck than me. As I mentioned, I was having good success getting this, at least the yellow ring, and then I start to put together this guide and it's just fractions off. So hopefully in this last attempt here, I can get this going. You can see, use the shadows of the leaves there so you can kind of pick and choose your direction. You can't get in. It's the first time I've had to shoot from this angle. It's a little bit tougher. I'm going to use just a fraction more than 4 rings here. So I don't know if that's going to clip the rough. You can see, as I mentioned, you have to hit your perfect balls. So there's no room for error, but you can see if you do it, you should be able to clear that chest. As I mentioned, I'm not going to keep going here. I really, I'm not that worried about it. You can see the prizes I got. They weren't very good anyway. But if you do want to see a couple more good perspectives, I did get that yellow ring like 3 times, and then when and it was on free shots too. So it just, luck of the draw kind of that I go to actually shoot this guide and, can't get anything going right. Just fractionally wrong on the speed. It's just going to be a quarter of a ring land zone wise, which is going to, keep that ball from going far enough and actually landing in there. So good luck with that. As I mentioned, if you're on the Learner Burn Facebook page, there is about 3 extra shots. I think all of them are inside the yellow ring as well. So you'll be able to see some nice bonus perspective. So good luck there, and see you guys next time.